Okay, now I did a predictions video before, and that was when I was still on Ruby Amino, and I tried to be very respectful of the series when I did that predictions video based on things I would like to see. If you've seen Cultaholic for wrestling, they do a podcast where they try to predict the things they want to see and not the things that will happen. It's what they want, not what will happen. And that is kind of the point of this video. The last prediction video was pretty much what I want to happen, and what you got to accept with Rooster Teeth and Ruby is you're never going to get what you want with this series. So, we're going to be realistic based on the show's performance, based on what the show's done in the past. I have brought up a list of 5 guaranteed things that are going to happen in either Volume 7 or in the Atlas arc in general. One thing I'm just predicting out there is we're going to be there for 2 volumes, and if we're there just for 1 volume, people are going to start dropping this show even more. This was one of the biggest complaints about Mistral, and we're not talking Argus because fucking garbage, but you're in your capital city. You got to pull off the capital city for 2 seasons. You can go out on missions, but your base should be your capital. So that was one of the complaints. So what these pretty much got them written down. The 5 guaranteed predictions that are going to happen in either Volume 7 or at least the Atlas arc in general. And we'll start from 5, work our way up, and there's a bonus thing at the end, because when I really thought about it, the overall god plot within Ruby, I just thought of something, and it just like breaks and shatters the shows if you don't give a shit anymore. I'm saving that for the end. Number 5, and this is pretty much leaked stuff. This is how stupid the show is when they start leaking what's going to be in the show. So this is guaranteed. There's going to be a dinner ball, similar to the ball we had in Volume 2 in Atlas, and we're getting Nora backstory, because apparently Nora's from Atlas. And how can I further that? It's simple. I don't give a shit. I really don't give a shit. I think this is going to be like a simple retcon where instead of Sun and friggin' Blake going, that's probably the only reason they're having a ball, they're going to go, oh, instead of her going with the boy, let's force lesbian and bisexual down our throat by, oh, look, Yang and Blake finally kissed at a ball in Atlas, the most racist, faunest country on the fucking planet. That's what I see happening. I know there's a dinner ball. I'm predicting they're gonna shove Bumblebee down our throats at the dinner ball. And as for Nora backstory, I still don't give a shit. The only thing I want from the leftovers of Team Juniper, that's Jean, Nora, and Ren, I want them to die. These fuckers are based on characters that die. And you know what? It's been a while since one of them died, so I'm hoping in Atlas one of these assholes drops dead. If I was to bet money... Ooh, they won't get rid of Ren, because Monty's brother's voicing him. And Miles has his dick up his own ass, so we're not going to see Jean die to perhaps the last season, so bye-bye Nora, you're getting a backstory, because you're fucking dead. Number 4. Salem will do fuck all. And this is an issue I've had with the entire series. You basically introduced your version of Madara Uchiha at the end of Volume 3, and this bitch hasn't done nothing for 3 fucking years. And she's gonna continue to do fuck all. I mean, oh my god, she turned monkeys and added them wings. I'm like, well, is she finally gonna leave the castle? Because the one big thing that every fan with a brain is telling themselves is this bitch is immortal. She has magical powers. She can control the Grim. She just keeps on resurrecting instantly after being destroyed. She could literally walk from school to school, walk in the front door, wreck everything, and have access to the vaults. She's that fucking overpowered. For the sake of the plot, I'm gonna sit in my little castle and just knead my fingers. Stupidity. How I can sum up, because this is the fourth point, summing up Salem in 4 points. Lazy, dumb, stubborn bitch. That's Salem. And that's it. Going on to 3. These are guarantees. I promise you. I will bet money on it. All of this shit's gonna happen. Number 3, Cinder still doesn't have a backstory. And this has to be... So, like, if you want to consider RWBY an anime, this has to be an anime world fucking record. I have not seen any show be this lazy with what can be considered the main villain. Although Salem's a big baddie, Cinder's been the main actual villain. And we are now going on 7 fucking years, and the only fucking thing we know about the main villain is that she's power hungry. And I'm gonna be saying it. If we're in Atlas for two seasons, 2 years, we're still not gonna know nothing about Cinder. If we're there for 1 year, we still don't know fuck all about Cinder, because the only thing we know about Cinder is she's voiced by a big titty bitch that makes her life doing fucking retarded cosplay. And the only reason that they still hire her is like, oh, come back to Rooster Teeth. Nice ass, Jessica. Nice tits. Even though your voice fucking sucks. Proof as Cinder became a meme when she was most effective when her mouth was shut. That's how you prove Jessica Negri should be fired. While we're at it, we've also proved that Matt Hullum is a shit CEO, so fire his CEO ass and get rid of his wife at the same time so Raven can have a proper voice actor. Number 2. Oh, this I know, because this is identity politics. Not identity, sorry, wrong. Identity politics is all that gender bullshit. This is actual politics. Weiss will overthrow Jork because capitalism is evil. This is Rooster Teeth is gonna use the Atlas Arc to throw its political view down our throat. What is the problem with Weiss? She's not fit to run. She doesn't have the... It's not that she doesn't have the brains. She hasn't even realized that in order to run the Schnee Dust Company, she needs to be CEO of the company and know the business inside out. The business has to make money. The dust still has to be friggin' mined. And effectively, all the different ways you can look at why, like... why doing it is like someone said, oh, use robots in the mines. Yeah, congratulations. All the faunists are now out of the job. You've just... And they're not enslaved. We're getting to that next. But, yeah, there is no way for Weiss to fix the Jork problem because she's never displayed the intelligence to actually fix that problem. It actually feels safer with Whitley in control of the company than Weiss. But I can see Weiss taking over, overthrowing Jork, because, oh, he slapped the bitch. And, hashtag socialism. I will not be fucking surprised if they turn Atlas, when it's rebuilt, into socialism politics. I would not be fucking surprised at how retarded these assholes will go. Or we could see, this would actually be funny, invent a character in Atlas, during the Atlas arc, that looks like Bernie Sanders. And it's just like, I'll give you free medical, free education, and raise your taxes until you're all poor. I could see that. That would be hilarious. Number 1. This has been guaranteed because it's been consistent for freaking 6 years. Faunus discrimination will suck. It's gonna suck. Because the one thing... And this is what people ask, it's like, why have you like watched RWBY for so long? It's like Team RWBY themselves don't really fascinate me that much. I don't like them because none of the girls got a proper motivation for what they do. It's unless you count Blake, and this is where it gets interesting. Blake, out of the four girls, has had the most development, and yet all her development is just like it has little parts where it shines for like a second, and then it goes back to a dumpster fire of friggin' writing. And the fairness discrimination in general, if you just look volume 1 all the way up to 6 and you combine it all together, all the knowledge we've received of the fairness discrimination, it's the fact that it makes no goddamn sense. There's no actual way. And this is when you're actually thinking. I would ask you, because this is what I've asked myself multiple times, how would you display fairness discrimination in Atlas? Because you can't do slavery, and the reasons behind this, Neon's the most popular girl in school, and she's a fucking fairness. So she has no problems. Fairness have no problems attending a Huntsman Academy. Ilya, she got dropped before they went to Atlas. Everything about Ilya evolves around Atlas, her backstory. And she's a fairness. She's Adam's replacement. She's not going. The White Fang, Blake, in her arc, we're gonna take back the White Fang. Then she's just gonna dump it on her parents' shoulders and run away with Team RWBY. And you're just like, what the fuck is a White Fang gonna do now? They're not violent White Fang. They're peaceful protesters with signs White Fang. They're not going to fucking Atlas. So, and as I've mentioned before, slavery can't exist for these reasons. Apparently, Ilya's parents made enough money as fairness. Neon's the most popular girl in school. There's just like all stupid shit in Atlas. And if slavery does exist, it makes Ironwood look like an idiot. It makes the students who come from Atlas look like fucking idiots. It looks... all these people start to look like fucking idiots. And it makes Ozpin look like an idiot. Because it's like, how the hell did Atlas hide this from the world? Mantle, the mining's supposed to be in Mantle. Mantle is like its own city. Borders were open before. Any idiot that went on a holiday would have seen this friggin' slavery. So it's just like, slavery's not the problem. Mining, as I said, it's dangerous. Mining is a dangerous thing. It's why people in real life get paid so much for mining, because it's just dangerous in general. Ilya pointed out her parents died due to a mining accident. Who's the ones doing the mining? The fairness. So it's a fairness on fairness accident. It had nothing to do with friggin' humans, as far as we know. So it's just... the only thing that I could personally label fairness discrimination at is that, and I swear if they do this, they're fucking retarded. It has to do with real life. In real life right now, we're dealing with the feminist pay gap, which in most Western societies doesn't friggin' exist. It's mentally retarding, and I can honestly see them just being like, the fairness are getting underpaid. They're fighting for their rights to get paid equally to humans, and you're just like, so humans are mining as well, but humans are making more money than the fairness? Could that be possible? Or is it just fairness mining, in which case they're just getting paid standard mining rates because there's no humans to compare it to? And you're just like, this is starting to like get just fucking annoying, because in general I can't see them handling fairness discrimination in the most racist fairness country thing on the planet. I just can't see them delivering it. So before we go on to bonus content, there's a dinner ball, Nora backstory, don't give a shit. Salem's gonna be a lazy, dumb, stubborn bitch doing nothing again. Cinder will not have a backstory by the time we leave Atlas. 2, Weiss will overthrow Jork, and we'll probably see socialism come into play, and fairness discrimination will suck. So what is the big bonus going into the 15 minutes of this video? One of the biggest issues I had with Volume 6, Episode 3, the backstory, one of the big things about the backstory is the gods created humanity. It's the first thing they created together as a joint venture. Destruction and creation and choice, all that good shit combined into humanity. Then, as punishment, Salem is the only human left on the planet. Everyone else is wiped out. And we've established that the gods created humanity. But then somehow evolution creates humans again. This is religion and evolution side by side. Both concepts work. So what it comes down to me is, who the fuck cares if Salem summons all the friggin' summons the two gods back? They look at humanity, they go, fuck humanity, we're deleting it again, and then they leave. And the Earth's just left by itself. Congratulations, in a few thousand years, humanity just evolves back again. The gods are no longer control dominion over humanity, because apparently on this planet, humanity evolves by itself. So it's just like, why doesn't someone ask a brilliant question like that at RTX? Instead of at RTX asking dumbass questions like, who's that chick on YouTube that used to have her hair dyed blue with that dipshit boy that she hangs out with, and she's like, oh, why don't you ask a decent question like, what would the RWBY characters do if they had the Death Note? Because there is no Death Note in the fucking show, you dumb blue-haired bitch. That's why. Ask a decent question. How does actual God-human creation and evolution coincide side by side? Ask something that fucks with these writers, because as soon as the writers have to start thinking and having a conscience for the retard level of writing that they're doing, then they have to fix it. But if you're going to ask stupid questions like, oh, is there a Death Note in RWBY? Who would have it? It's like, no wonder they consistently write bad shit. The fandom's full of retards. I mean that. I literally mean that. If I had to sum up the entire RWBY fandom, I would easily say 80% of them are just idiots that like to watch shock value and defend it by saying, just because it's written badly doesn't necessarily mean it's bad. And it's to that 80% of people, I hope you choke and die.